So sitting on the edge of a blanket, you can crisscross the feet, align the ankles with the navel or soles of the feet together, your choice. Getting in touch with our foundation for the torso, the pelvic floor, and even though it doesn't have points, we're going to touch some of those points that we kind of make up to feel this foundation of our torso. So bringing the right hand underneath the right sit bone and rocking back and forth on the finger pads with the sit bone, and then release that and just feel the difference between the right buttock and the left buttock. If the right one feels a little bit more rooted and grounded, wider spread, and the left one feels a little bit more plump still, that's just the power of self-touch and feeling where we are in space. So let's make ourselves even. Left fingers underneath the left sit bone, just rock back and forth a couple times to encourage sitting on the sit bone rather than tailbone. So when we find ourselves leaning back, we want to use more props underneath our sit bones and to sit up more on the sit bones. So we're feeling the space between the sit bones, the width of the perineum, the width of the pelvic floor, this hammock that's holding up our organs. And then there's two other points to be mindful of, and that's in the front of the pubis bones and at the back right above the anus at the tailbone. So the length of the pelvic floor, the length of the perineum. So it's a very wide, long space that is circular in nature, and but these 4 points can help ground our foundation of thinking with our mind and feeling with our body, this space, this sense of stability. Bringing the hands to the rib cage, thumbs in the back, so they're feeling around the baby ribs, and then fingers towards the front of the ribs, and then the heels, the balls of the hands around the sides of the ribs. Inhale, breathe your ribs into your hands and feel the space that opens up between the fingers and thumbs. And as you exhale, notice how the rib cage sinks down a little bit and the hands become closer. In the inhale, the hands move further away from one another. And then the exhale, the hands melt in with the rib cage. And just notice how this happens as we breathe. And we're breathing into the front of the body, the back of the body, and into the sides of the ribs. This 360-degree breath, like a globe. Your torso is like a globe, and we're breathing into all the circular portions and nooks and crannies of the rib cage, the belly, the tops of the collarbones. But we're really feeling it with our hands right now with the rib cage. Now begin to allow the rib cage to not fall so much with the exhale. So when you inhale, keep as much width as you can on the exhale. So try not to let the rib cage soften and collapse. There will be some softening that automatically happens, but you're working to keep the integrity of the lungs and the capacity of the ribs to stay wide, even on an exhale. You're going to feel the abdomen working really hard, but not forceful. You're going to feel the effort more with the abdomen, the belly moving in and out as you keep the capacity open in the rib cage with each exhale. And after your next exhale, returning the hands back to the lap, just letting it go. Bringing the hands in front of the heart, rubbing them back and forth, gazing down towards your palms or allowing the eyes to close, breathing in deeply, exhaling completely. Inhale, bring the palms over the eyes. Exhale with a sigh. Draw the heels of the hands down to the chin and to the heart, resting the thumbs on the sternum. As we set a silent intention for this practice and welcoming a group intention, everything I need is already within me. Everything I need is already within me. Everything I need is already within me. And we'll seal this intention in with a round of 3 ohms. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And then inhale. Hands to knees, chin to heart. Slowly blink the eyes open, but keep the gaze down. Switch your feet, so if you have your right foot in front, reverse it in left. Sitting up tall on the sit bones. Returning back to your breath and allowing the breath to equal out. So counting to a count of 4 or 5 with an inhale and counting to that same number with an exhale. For instance, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and continue on at your own pace. Whatever number you choose, having an equal number for the inhale and an equal number for the exhale, and continue on. Keep breathing with awareness and bring the pelvic floor into more awareness. So as you inhale, the belly softens, the sit bones widen, and muscles release. And then as you exhale, picking up a blueberry from the anus, drawing it inwards and upwards towards the navel towards the heart. So the muscles around the abdomen draw inwards. And then inhale, slowly releasing the abdomen, slowly releasing, lowering the blueberry towards the earth. And once the blueberry lowers all the way down to the ground, letting go of the blueberry completely. And then again, exhale, drawing up the blueberry towards the navel, navel towards the heart. Inhale, slowly lowering the blueberry back down towards the earth. And once you set the blueberry all the way down, letting go of it completely and releasing. And then picking up the blueberry from the vagina, drawing it inwards and upwards. You're still feeling a pull from the back to the front as you draw in and up. And then lowering the blueberry back down towards the earth with control. And once the blueberry is touching the ground, letting go of the blueberry completely. And then exhale, picking up the blueberry once again, drawing it inwards and upwards without squishing it, being very delicate. And then lowering it down with your inhale, slow and control, and letting the blueberry go completely. Drawing the chin to the heart, slowly blink the eyes open, lifting the gaze. You can remove any pillows or blankets from underneath you, rolling the knees over onto one side, coming up into hands and knees table pose. We're going to come into a flying cow sequence. So wrists are wide, knees are as wide as the hips. The inhale, the sit bones widen, the collarbones broaden, and the exhale, rounding the hands towards the knees. Sweeping the arms up as you press the shins into the floor. Exhale, lowering the right arm towards the right leg, hinging over. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to the left side. Inhaling back to center. Little baby back bend. And exhale, swan dive, circling the hands back towards the knees. Palms come in front through the table, cow-like tilt. Exhale, pelvic floor draws in, rounding the spine, hands towards the shins, sweeping the arms up. And then the exhale, folding over to one side, inhaling to center, exhaling to the left, inhaling to center, lifting the heart up. Swan dive, fold in, last round, inhale, cow-like tilt, exhale, rounding pelvic floor in, press down to come up, exhale, fold to the right, inhale to center, exhale to the left, inhale to center, open heart, exhale, sweep down, and come into child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Forehead rests on the earth. Walk your fingertips forward for a big stretch in the upper back and let the hips be heavy. Breathing into the back of the ribs, into the sides of the ribs. That even in stillness, the breath moves the body. And there's no force. It's just a wave that happens. And then walking the hands back towards the body, press down to come back up to table. Walk the knees over to one side, roll onto a hip, and swing the legs out in front of you. We're going to come into lying on the back. So bringing your hands onto the floor, feet onto the floor, walking forearms onto the mat, and lowering the back onto the floor. Draw the knees in towards the heart. Bring your hands around the knees and draw your knees to the sky like a circular direction. Like you have crayons on the top of your knees and you're making a circle in the ceiling. And then circle in the opposite direction. And then come back into stillness. Plant the left foot on the floor, cross the right ankle over, press the right hand into the right thigh. Right foot is pretty flexed, but not forced. Hips are square to the earth. And if you feel a stretch on your inner outer thigh, stay right here. If you'd like more of a sensation in the outer right hip, interlace the hands around the left hamstring, drawing the knee in towards the heart. Keep drawing the right knee towards the front short edge of your mat. Your arms are just going for a ride. The interlace of your fingers is really strong. And the hips are even, so you're not leaning over to one side or the other. The left knee is straight up to the sky. Breathing into the sensation of the right hip opening, uncurling the tailbone from the sky. The sacrum is planted on the earth. And then plant the left foot on the floor, uncross the right ankle, switch your bind. So crossing the left leg over the right, press the left hand into the right thigh. If you feel a stretch on the inner or outer hips, stay right here. Otherwise, bring in the hands around the right hamstring, interlacing the fingers. Foot is fairly flexed, but not forced or overstretched. Sacrum is rooted on the floor, right knee to the sky, and the tailbone is uncurled. Feel your breath. Feel the globe of your breath of 360 degrees. See if you can feel the back of your breath into the earth behind you. And then letting go of the bind if you have it, planting the right foot on the floor, uncrossing the left ankle. Keeping the feet flat on the floor, knees to the sky. Walk the feet as wide as the mat so the soles of the feet are on the floor. You can open your arms into a T, fingers just at your shoulder height, so no higher. If you're close to any props by you, you can come into cactus arms by bending the elbows. Scooch the hips, keep your hips right where they are. You're going to lower the knees over towards the right side. So the left hip comes up a little bit. If this feels useful to you, you can also lift the right foot off the floor and stack it onto the left thigh. It's a big stretch in the thigh, maybe even in the IT band, but keep rooting the left bottom rib towards the earth. Full deep breaths. And then if you have the bind, uncross, lower the foot back down, exhale, bring the knees back to center, and then lower over to the other side. So if it feels useful on this side, you can flex the left foot, plant the heel onto the right thigh, rooting the right lower rib towards the earth. And if you have the bind, uncross, exhale, come back up, stretching out really long. Inhale deeply, exhale with a sigh, and then welcoming our restful pose for Yoga Nidra. So if there's anything you'd like to do before you come into Yoga Nidra, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you can stay lying down where you are. You can have a blanket underneath your head and even another blanket to fully encase you so that you can be in like a cocoon to go all the way over from top to bottom. You can also take a bolster and place a bolster, whether it's rolled or squared, underneath the knees and shins by the hips to help release the psoas and the low back. So having something underneath the knees can be really helpful because you're going to be here for a good 20 minutes, if not 25 minutes. So giving yourself the most comfort is going to be ideal. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. I'm going to stay in a seated position in order to read the Nidra, but you be as comfortable as possible for you. Your comfort is the most important part of this practice. So make any adjustments at any time. If you are wrapping a blanket all the way around you, be sure that your toes are included too. As you bring stillness into your body will start to cool down. So have layers available and know that you can shift and change your position at any time. It is time for Yoga Nidra. Settle in to a comfortable position, lying or even seated against a wall. Scan your body to notice if any areas would benefit from extra support, like the back of the head or neck area, the low back, behind the knees. Use blankets and bolsters to ensure you will be comfortable for the entire practice. Maybe wrap yourself in a blanket like a cocoon. And if you have an eye pillow, placing an eye pillow over your eyes to set the mood of relaxation. All that matters right now is you practicing Yoga Nidra. You are welcoming deep relaxation. You have full freedom to move around if you become uncomfortable for any reason. Shift and make changes as needed throughout the practice. Begin to allow your eyes to become heavy and eventually close. Yoga Nidra is a practice of the in-between state of wakefulness and sleep, and over time will become more familiar to help cultivate greater relaxation. Your awareness will be guided to physical sensations, emotions, and images. Do your best to not overthink or concentrate too intensely, as this may prevent you from relaxing. Allow anything to pop up and accept your experience. You can't mess it up. Absorb and participate in what opens up to you, and allow anything extra to melt away. If your mind begins to overthink or drift on to other things, simply come back to the sound of my voice. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Take another deep breath in and let it go. One last time, take a deep breath in and let it go. Feel your body sinking into the props and the floor beneath you. Allow the breath to be natural. To enhance your Yoga Nidra experience, you're invited to set a sankalpa. This is a personal resolve that will transfer to your everyday life off the mat. Dig deep. What is your heart longing for? Remember, whatever opens to you is what is meant right now. Trust your heart's desire. One example of a sankalpa would be, everything I need is already within me. But do your best to think of your own and create your own intention. Once you have your resolution, repeat it 3 times mentally now. Allow the breath to remain natural. Tell yourself, I am awake and relaxed. I am awake and relaxed. You will now go through a whole body scan to relax muscular tension. Your awareness will now be guided to various body parts when named. Silently repeat the body part after you hear it named, and feel that body part without moving it. Top of the head, back of the head, right earlobe, right temple, forehead, left temple, left earlobe, both eyebrows, the space between eyebrows, both eye sockets, the space between the upper eyelids and lower eyelids as they are closed, both nostrils, upper lip, lower lip, the space between the upper and lower lips together, chin, jaw, throat, back of the neck, the whole face, the whole head, the whole head, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, pelvic floor, right buttock, left buttock, the low back, mid back, upper back, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, the whole torso, the whole torso. Now focusing on the right side, right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, back of the hand, palm of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, the whole right arm, ribs, waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, baby toe, sole of the foot, heel, ankle, calf, back of the knee, hamstrings, the whole right leg. Now focusing on the left side. Left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, back of the hand, palm of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, the whole left arm, ribs, waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, baby toe, sole of the foot, heel, ankle, calf, back of the knee, hamstrings, the whole left leg, the whole face, the whole head, the whole torso, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Notice how the breath moves in and out automatically. No conscious effort need be made. It happens smoothly. Perhaps the breath is rather shallow and calm since you've started this Nidra. Now, increase your focus on the breath as if your torso were a pitcher of water, and the breath fills up the torso as it enters the nostrils into the lower belly, under the rib cage, all the way up to the collarbones. Then on the exhale, the breath empties out like a pitcher of water from the top of the collarbones, the bottom rib cage area, the lower belly, and finally the pelvic floor draws in ever so slightly. Keep filling up the torso with your breath, then emptying the breath out completely. Next, begin to send your breath beyond the torso with each inhale. Feel your breath travel through the limbs and skull. Notice how your breath can travel anywhere in your body. Feel the pulsation of the inhale, expansion, and the exhale, release. And after this exhale out, take a big inhale in. Hold it at the top of the breath. And exhale with a sigh, letting it go. Allowing the breath to return to a peaceful, natural state where no conscious effort need be made. Recall of a stressful situation. Please do not focus on the source. Focus on the feeling that stress produces. Notice how you can have a direct experience of stress while not actually experiencing stress. Being passively aware of experiencing stress, notice where the feelings happen in your body. See how stress shows up physically. Observe any sensations arising: tightness, tension, heat, or anything else, allowing yourself to feel stress. Now, shift your attention to a peaceful and pleasant experience. Maybe it's coming to yoga class, or taking a walk, or being with someone you trust, or something else. Notice how you can have a feeling of calm, how the breath, the mind, and body softens as calm envelops you, wrapping you like a cocoon of security. Observe what a peaceful and pleasant experience feels like physically and emotionally. Feel the peace in your breath, in your thoughts, and in your body. You are calm and fully able to rest. Travel your attention inward. Go inward even more. Begin to explore the feeling of your inner self. Sense this place inside of you. This is where your inner knowing resides. And it's accessible to you anytime. Explore this place by being honest and receptive to receive what will serve your highest good. Continue being present with what you're experiencing. Notice whatever it is you're experiencing. Maybe it's a deeper feeling of satisfaction, of inner peace, or happiness, or something else. Maybe it's acknowledging the truth you've always known. If it's helpful, invite a feeling of deep satisfaction into your being. For you know what truth feels like, and the calm it creates when truth is honored. Rest in this place of unshakable peace and tranquility of wholeness, connection, and completeness. Let go of all ideas and labels that may have been made. Let them dissolve away so that you may continue to rest within yourself in a space of awareness, allowing your true self to step forward. It is time to remember your sankalpa, your resolve. As you mentally repeat your sankalpa 3 times, envision it like a seed, planting deep within the essence of who you are to serve you at your highest good. Go ahead and repeat your resolve 3 times now. Returning your attention to your body lying on the floor with props supporting you. Or maybe you're seated against the wall or in a chair. Feel the support around you, holding you. Return your attention back to the breath and notice the calm, the peaceful inhale, and the peaceful exhale. Notice the weight of your body and how you've trusted yourself to be here, and the courage that it took to do that. Begin to graze the thumbs over the finger pads, wiggling the toes, rotating the wrists, moving the ankles, and maybe stretching out in a kind of way that would service you tonight in this moment. Keeping your gaze silent or your eyes towards the floor, however you're propped up or lying down. With great care and attention, lift yourself up into a seated position. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Return the hands to the heart, seal of gratitude, honoring your work of showing up for yourself to connect deeper into the truth and inner knowings that are always there, and that you have the ability to tap into them anytime you wish. And then search for one more thing that you're grateful for. And when you have a sense of the gratitude, drop it down into the heart. Thank you for being here. Satnam.